Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gilded City, episode 9. We're very excited to have you with us today, and we're very excited to have Eva back as Janara. Just so you all know out there, I believe it's 3 weeks from the day that this episode is going live. There will be a very special one-shot detailing Janara's adventure during her absence over the course of episode 8. And you'll see the same group of players, but the rest of them might be playing different characters than you're used to them playing.
Gee, I hope I don't die.
Who knows? Anything's possible. I guess.
God, I hope I do die.
Yeah. Hey, maybe there was a total party kill and Janara got resurrected and escaped and is now back in the city. Who knows? Anything's possible.
Maybe Janara killed them all.
You'll have to find out when the one shot goes live in 3 weeks. But with that brief announcement at the beginning, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, follow the podcast, leave us a rating, share our show with somebody who will like it. We really, really appreciate the support. But with that, we will go ahead and launch into episode 9. Last time, our heroes spent some time doing some preliminary information gathering in anticipation of their break-in to Bloodkith Textiles corporate offices. After scouting out the area around the building, finding the building's floor plans in the city records, and meeting with the goblin enchanter Snack, the group gathers back together again to discuss what they have learned and make plans for Octavia's interview tomorrow with Ovina Bloodkith herself. We're going to start with Janara. Janara, you last time at the end of your adventure, you were walking back to the train station in the isolated village of Caer Konig to make the 2-day train voyage back to Waterdeep. As you were hurrying back to the train station, one of your parents' adventuring mates, the wizard Leaf, Tabaxi Wizard Leaf, hurried over to you, remembering that he, in fact, had a teleportation circle in his wizard tower and could just send you straight back to Waterdeep without having to worry about a long train voyage.
Okay.
So, Leaf teleported you back, and you arrive in the teleportation circle chamber of Leaf's tower in Waterdeep.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna throw a little curveball out here. Would Leaf's player please describe what his wizard tower looks like on the interior?
Ooh, all right. So, as you...
Yes, and now you know it's not a TPK, sorry. Sorry, everybody who thought that there was a TPK. There's not a TPK, but...
Whoops. Okay. Yeah, as you kind of blink a little bit and look around this chamber, it's poorly lit at first, and then as you and
Joyce.
is it just Janara? As you and
I'm
both of
assuming
you
you
were there.
teleported us both back.
No,
can
Joyce
be
has to
done.
take the train.
Joyce has to walk.
No!
All right, you and Joyce kind of right yourselves after the weird twisty feeling of teleportation. And the chamber around you is very dark, and then it begins to come to light as with your presence, as little arcane torches on the walls begin to glow. A nice warm light all around is kind of a vaguely hazy, smoky smell that you are familiar with Leaf. But there is a chamber that leads on, and you see just a large circular study with tall towers of books kind of lying at strange angles, bookshelves, just floating orbs of light lighting the way, and a very clear path through all these tables and chairs also filled with books and cluttered notes. Random bits of chalk drawn here and there that looks incredibly disorganized, but at the same time, all the book piles are neatly, perfectly placed. Everything has its place. The strangest part about it is there are little balls of yarn everywhere. But there is a very clear way out to a door that as you approach, it just kind of opens.
Okay.
To a random middle-class area street.
Great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Where am I in Waterdeep?
so Janara and Joyce, you step outside, get your bearings. As Matt has just described it as a middle class area, then we'll say you are located currently in the trades ward. Now you would, I would say they're probably the north end of trades ward. And you would know that your friends were planning on meeting at the Waterdeep Times tonight because they had discussed that before you left.
Convenient.
So, are you planning on meeting them there, or are you gonna head home and crash after a long few days?
Oh, I'll meet them there.
Great.
Joyce
Joyce.
running on fumes.
Great. Joyce says, when you announce your intention to do so to Joyce, because you know that by the time you get there, you'll be a few minutes late to the meeting, but you'll still be there. Joyce goes, right. Okay. I will head back to the manor. Put our things away.
Thank you so much, Joyce.
Of course. Are you okay, dear?
Oh, yes, I'm good. I'm just going to go meet my friends.
Okay. Great. And you hurry off towards the Waterdeep Times.
Perfect.
I would say during all of this, everybody else has been arriving at the Waterdeep Times, giving your name to the guard at the front desk to be who was told to expect all of you, and given sent up to Octavia's office, where you all are gathering for the evening. So you're all sort of coming into the office, gathering together. How does the meeting start? And I'll let you know when Janara would arrive.
So Octavia has all of the blueprints not the blueprints, but she like redrew them, laid out on the table, showing how the whole building is laid out. Just kind of like gesturing wildly, like, we got to go here and here and make sure that we check all of these different places. But my meeting's going to be up here on the 3rd floor, probably. So, in the back, oh, Nix, I got you this uniform. And she kind of tosses a janitor uniform at Nix.
Cool. Thanks. Are there any places that will need to be unlocked in order to investigate?
Possibly.
Okay.
I can't imagine they'd leave the records rooms unlocked. So
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
So
there any cool machines?
what's our like main? Which rooms are we thinking are the main targets? Right. There's a records.
There's a records room on the second floor for the sales and shipping. There's probably one up on the third floor where all of the finance offices are.
There's safes on that one too, or do I have a note wrong?
Yep, there's safes
Okay.
on that one too. And there's the executive suite, which has all of the CEO stuff. So that's actually Ovina's whole office. She's got what, like half the floor or something like that?
Roughly a third of the floor, thereabouts, but yeah.
Okay.
How long are you expecting this interview to last? And who would you like to be with you?
Well, I
I'm
can
definitely
take
going to
Penny
this
with
interview.
me.
I'm definitely going to the interview.
Right. Yeah, I don't think any of us should be doing anything alone. But there are two of us that can be invisible.
And I don't have to look like me.
Right.
So,
Well, you can get in with that uniform.
Yeah, I'm still not gonna look like me.
That's okay too. They use the same janitorial services as we do, so I just grabbed that. I'm gonna need it back because it's
Sure. Yeah, I don't really want this. You could take it. So remind me again.
Find out?
Oh,
What did you guys find out?
we
What did we find out?
really not too much. We did find that there's an escape. There's a hatch at the top of the building, which could possibly be, help escape or enter in, depending on what time of day we go into it. We did notice that we went there pretty late at night. We did notice that there was more lights on the back end of the building more than the front end of the building.
There's the loading dock.
There's the loading dock.
The other building's roof is within 10 to 15 feet-ish.
Perfect jumping distance.
Yeah.
Or throwing distance, depending on who's doing it.
There's a window in the maintenance room, I think.
Yes. Oh, it does look like there was a basement as well.
Yes, but that has most of the building.
Yeah. Do we know where the
stuff
troll lives?
And Octavia's gonna point to the room labeled high security holding, which is on the first floor. I think he'd probably be there.
Right. Do we... Ooh, bad idea. Do we want to set a troll loose as a distraction?
No, we don't.
No.
No? Great.
Yes.
There's too many civilians around for that.
I would say probably around this time would be when Janara arrives. Now, I don't think Artemis told anybody
No.
that Janara left town. So all of you were just like, oh, Janara must just be running late. But so Janara, you come in and in the middle of everybody discussing.
Question. Did I take a long rest or am I tired?
I think there was a long rest on your way back.
there was one right
was,
before.
yes.
Did I not do it? Okay, then I'm gonna gain
There
my
was a-
hit
yeah.
points back.
I think
Real
we took the
quick.
rest before.
I
Came
think there
back.
was one on the way back.
There was.
Yeah. Because
Because
I
I-
want to.
I don't know why I didn't hit that then.
No
Okay.
worries.
I was going to say, because if not, Janara probably looks a little tired, a little beat up.
I mean, Janara probably still looks tired because it would have been,
True.
even after that, it would have still been a long day of still quite a bit more travel. And then just the, emotional baggage at
Sure.
the end, which I'm not going to say too much about.
Yeah. As she walks in, can I just like give her a once over and make an insight check just to see
Yeah.
like
go ahead.
see if I notice that she is tired?
Yes. Go ahead and make an insight check, which will be contested by a deception check from Janara, which is just to see how easy, not that Janara is actively trying to hide anything necessarily, but just to see how good of a
Right.
read.
Well, I got a
this is.
10.
I got a 5, so
Oh.
you're good.
Great. So what does Nyx see in you when she gives you a once over as you walk into the room?
She can probably tell that I'm tired, and that I just sort of feel a little bit heavier. You can just tell that I'm the tiniest bit distracted.
Hey, Janara.
Hi everyone.
How you doing?
Hey,
Not bad. What have I missed?
well, we're just going over the recon that we've all done. I've got all these blueprints, and these gentlemen went and checked out the roof, I guess. And Nyx, did you
Great.
find anything?
I went and looked around. I didn't really see anything good. There's a general use office building here next to it. There are no changes of shift or anything like that. But my factory is short. Like they're losing money and they don't know where it's going. So that's interesting.
Okay. I've been away for a couple days, so I don't have a whole lot to contribute, but I would like to help with whatever we're planning.
Yeah.
Of course.
Where'd you go?
Just a personal matter.
Cool. So when are we doing this?
I don't want to give things away. Watch that
That's
episode
true,
in a
that's
few
true.
weeks.
No. It's also totally fair. It's also I feel like it's totally in character too. And then Nyx
True.
is very much also in character. So anyway,
How expensive would it be to rent out an office in that office building next door?
that would be something you'd have to inquire with at the building.
That's a good question, though. I
Alright.
mean, I'll throw down
Maybe-
on that.
Yeah, maybe Bright Shield Vintage needs a little corporate
Your-
headquarters.
Your
Waterdeep
meeting's
headquarters.
tomorrow, right?
It is.
Are you gonna rent the office by
Well,
tomorrow?
We don't have to do the whole
Okay, that's what I
mission.
was.
This
gonna
isn't going to
ask-
take long. I come in and say, I like the place. They say it's yours. I say, great, right? That's how that works.
That must-
Yeah, if you show enough
That'd be
money,
nice.
of course that's how it works.
Yeah, problem solved.
Okay, all right then.
I just get out my coin
But
purse
Bowman
and I
will come with.
dig around
I'll show
in
you
there.
how it's done.
Nyx, you don't have to.
I'm just looking at it. I've never had this much money before.
Bowman is also going to say, yeah, same. It's kind of ridiculous.
Are you talking about the interview that you have?
Yes, I have an interview tomorrow with Ovina, and I think it'd be good to potentially have some distraction happen, so maybe a couple of you could sneak in during this interview. So we know Ovina is distracted by the interview that Penny and I will be in. But maybe you can get a look around somehow.
Possibly the second floor, particularly.
Sounds easy enough.
How confident are you two that you can be invisible and like actually be invisible?
Did you seriously just ask me how confident I am?
Like,
Sorry, let me
stuff?
word it. How proficient are you in being invisible and actually invisible?
That's a good question.
Like, do you trip over stuff a lot?
No.
Bowman's the tripper, for sure.
Well, do you know how to be silent while you're also invisible? Because, like, you can't...
Of course he doesn't know how to be silent.
I have never been captured whilst invisible.
How many times have you tried it?
Whilst invisible.
Does Dinar see the uniform?
So I
I'm
gave one
still
to
holding
Nick.
it.
Yeah.
It's just like over my shoulder.
Octavia and I went to the city archives. Just some I didn't find too much on the history of the building, but some things are that before it was the Bloodkith textile building, it was actually a bank that was bought up by a bigger bank, like a smaller one. And originally it was scheduled to be demolished, but when Ovina took over, she just wanted to renovate it and she didn't want to actually demolish it. She just did a lot of renovations on it.
I wanted to keep the saves.
Yeah.
What
So
time
those-
what time of the day is the interview?
Noon, midday.
This is on this Sam asking. This is on a day that is a work day, essentially,
Yes.
right? Maybe that I can work in the morning, take an earlier shift, and then come in later. This is.
Can I cover your wages for the day so you don't have to?
I'm more afraid that I will be fired in the literal sense.
Do we have enough people?
Can I?
Ow.
If he needs to go to
I thought that was
work?
just a figure of speech.
That statement.
They actually
What?
fired
Yeah,
people?
insight check.
Fired.
No comment.
Insight check.
I will remind Octavia that you did hear about the red dragon.
Yeah, I did. That's why I really want to know what's up.
Yeah, but
I got a 19 on my insight check.
19 deception.
I don't want
moment.
to pressure
Oh.
Bowman.
Nat 20. Nat 20. Nat 20.
Boo.
Bowman is hard to read. You don't know
Nat-
what it's about, but it sounds like his job's pretty intense.
Bowman is a stone wall. And as smart as one too.
Okay.
Did I didn't actually arrange a protest to happen tomorrow. I just told them to look into Bloodkith. Okay.
I think we had it as a thought that you
Yes.
could do that.
Yeah.
But
But that's too much work for such short notice.
of course.
I'm incredibly good at being distracting and drawing
We're
attention.
well aware of that.
I'm
Yeah.
just so I'm just saying that if we need a big flashy look over here, I can do that. It just means that I can't be there to help out.
It might be beneficial
else.
if Nyx can get inside wearing the costume, and I can just kind of stay around Nyx. We can probably do some recon on the inside more discreetly than having more people inside. Therefore, we probably could have help getting out of the building in case things go wrong.
I could help with the distraction then.
Do
Artemis.
backflips.
Artemis, don't you sing? Isn't that like your thing? You're a singer.
Yeah, he's
That's
actually
how
quite
you're-
good.
How you contribute to this team when we fight for some reason. You could put on a performance,
Could put on
a little street performance, an illegal, illicit street performance that draws security out.
A winter
might wanna
Do it
bash.
on their property. You can't
would say-
step foot on their property, so you should do it on their property.
Mhm.
I mean, joking
Possibly-
aside, You could sing, and I could do flips around you.
I have an idea.
As
The
fascinating as that does
atrium
sound.
entranceway for the building is humongous, and I'm sure the acoustics are fantastic. So you should sing there.
And then
I
if
might
we get
just-
in trouble, I can fight.
And then Nyx
Ooh.
and
Then
Bowman
don't get
can
arrested.
peek out the back.
Yeah.
Well, you two can't get arrested because you're rich.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's be nice.
Sure. It's
Eh.
best to keep the names clean, or else you stop being rich real quick.
I have a
Well.
disguise kit.
I have
Can I
Never
use my
considered that.
disguise kit on someone else? On both of us?
Oh,
good.
do we have means of
When?
communication within? We have means of communication between party members, right?
Well, Octavia and Artemis, I believe, have you
Yeah.
sending spells at least.
I have the ability to message anyone within 120 feet.
That's
Um,
3 stories.
Don't they have to talk out loud though?
No.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
That's not
Can you
how
imagine?
that's not how I've ruled it. I know some DMs rule it that
Okay.
somebody has to talk out loud to do the messages. That's not how I rule it. I rule it that it's all
It would just be weird if in the middle of Octavia's interview she was talking
Right.
out loud.
right.
How's it going?
Artemis,
So-
fake interview going well.
Even
So
so, the
when-
spell itself says it's a whisper that only the recipient can hear.
Right.
Mighty useful.
All right.
When do we want, Strike Team Alpha to be actually going for
Oh,
things?
I think Bowman and I are gonna go in before the interview.
Interviews at noon, so
Do we know when the shifts?
it'll be
start?
about an hour.
Do we know when shifts start? Because I don't want to get in trouble for showing up late.
Did I see when the janitors were dispatched?
first day.
Yes. So the janitors were dispatched, I would say probably around 6 a.m. Very early.
Okay.
Nyx, you could go into the building before I do, and I could come closer to where the interview is today, and then, or honestly, we could just kind of act casual. and
Maybe
just-
we'll pretend we're taking a break outside, and I'll disguise myself as somebody that I see out there.
I'll bring my pipe. Smoke break.
Okay.
Do we want any sort of distraction? Or do we want things to seem as normal as possible?
Yeah.
You're in an interview, keeping track on who's in charge.
Mhm.
If absolute garbage sets on fire for those going for it, you could, if I'm with them, then message could be sent to you, or you could send a message to that group regardless.
Yep. And then I could just sort of be in the area outside, and if everything goes bad, I can be a distraction.
Yeah, or
I'll disguise
loitering in the
myself.
lobby area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where there was a waiting area. Janara could just stay there.
Okay.
Bring a newspaper to read or something, like you're waiting for a meeting.
Perfect.
I wonder what brand of newspaper she should be reading. Is
Well-
there any good ones in the city?
No.
You even. I've talked about my bad restaurant review, and you weren't even listening.
What building are we in?
hurt.
What building are we in anyways?
Dinara, lucky for you, I have 3 absolutely back of the newspaper articles that came out recently that you can go ahead and review.
Perfect.
Or you could read my first headlining article. But that's if
Well, yeah, of course she's gonna read that. Everyone's going to read that, Octavia.
they probably already have.
We all have it hanging on our wall, and we read it every morning.
Penny,
What?
Is that? Should I go find one of those? Is that a new like decor thing?
I picture the entire office comes and as a group reads it each morning, word for word, together like the Pledge of Allegiance.
This is how this is how Octavia runs her office.
No,
I pledge allegiance to Octavia
Octavia.
Beray's headline.
I just imagined that Penny has it framed in her bedroom.
Right?
Above her bed.
It's hanging
Above
above
her
her bed.
Yeah.
Octavia's not
love
actually
it.
that pleased with her headline because she's only gotten one.
All right.
And he's gotten none.
So let's just have a recap. Me and Nyx are going in.
And Artemis.
And Artemis. Okay. You two are doing the interview.
Yes.
Janara's going to wait in the waiting room.
Mhm.
For any sign of trouble, make a distraction if need be, and then we'll GTFO.
Yeah.
Whatever that stands for.
Possibly, Janara, you could do more information gathering on the security and what that would be at different times of day.
That's what I'll do.
What if somebody asks me to clean something?
Don't talk to the human man, no, because he was a little difficult.
I mean, we can figure it out, right?
Um,
Bowman and I have been in many sticky situations and talked our way out seamlessly.
Yes.
You guys are gonna be invisible.
We talked our way out of it. Yes, definitely. We talked our way out of it.
Are you or are you not invisible for this?
We'll be invisible for the most part. But if you get asked to clean something, just act like you don't speak the language. It works every time.
Okay.
do you speak another language?
Oh
Nick?
yeah. I can start speaking Gnomish. I'm not gonna attempt to speak
What is that?
Gnomish
Yeah, what
right
does
now
that sound
because I
like?
haven't decided
Yeah,
what that sounds
go.
like.
Nix, I always wondered what Gnomish sounded like.
We're gonna make it brunch because that's the only language that I kind of know. Je m'appelle Nix et je suis très heureuse.
What was that?
Wow.
Yeah, that
My
last
name
bit.
is Nix and I am very happy.
Oh. I've never heard that word. Oh,
I
Nix, that's
didn't
beautiful.
say it right.
That's beautiful.
For anyone who actually speaks French, I apologize.
Apparently, I gotta learn how to do a French accent for the gnome family.
I don't-
You do.
I don't have an accent.
Wait.
Just watch the Pink Panther a few times and then copy that.
Completely accurate.
Yep, that's what French people sound like.
Yes.
French people, please don't come at me. Your
yeah.
country is beautiful. Your accent's great.
Come
Don't
at him.
Come at me. Come on, let's go.
Oh gosh. All right. Moving on.
All right.
Okay, just for my sake, so that I understand what's happening as the DM.
You didn't get all that?
I got it. I'm trying to recap to make it make sense in my brain. Penny and Octavia, you're going in for the interview with Ovina. See what you can find out from her, and possibly what you might be able to learn from her office area. Then Janara is going to be down in the lobby / waiting area, just in case something goes wrong. Also attempting to get a little bit more information out of the guards. While Nyx in disguise and Bowman and Artemis invisible are going to sneak into the building to what?
Recon.
Just recon? Okay.
Oh, I thought we were doing the thing.
No.
Oh,
No.
Oh, good thing we reviewed.
Artemis.
Question.
I mean, if you
That
find
that was the point of confusion I had because I was getting recon in one hand and actually trying to steal stuff on the other hand.
No.
I mean, if
Okay.
you find something, take it.
Well,
No.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do we know of anyone else in the building who I could potentially be wanting to have a meeting with? Because I feel like someone might ask me what
You
I'm
are waiting
for.
for somebody to come for lunch and then they end up standing you up.
But who?
I don't know. Make up
What
a
was
name.
that security officer's name? Brian?
Yes,
didn't
it
write it
was
down.
Brian. It sure was Brian.
you're going on a lunch date with a Brian.
Which is so weird for me.
Which is her dad's
For
name.
context,
Or you
my
could-
real dad's name
Sarah's
is named
dad's
Brian.
name.
Or you could go with Eredred, a Bloodkith, the sister, cousin.
I feel like someone might go ask her though. I think Brian is probably the
Let's
safer bet.
hope that
unfortunately.
Brian's not working.
What's
there
the
that day.
most common name in the city?
Probably
John.
Brian.
John.
I think John would probably be pretty common.
I'm going with John.
Is that my dad's name? Oh no, it's not. I thought in my
Oh, okay. I was.
not in real life.
I'm also
I know my
going to
dad's
be
name.
disguised.
Okay.
No, Penny's dad's name is Peter.
Peter, yeah, I
which
forgot
is,
I did.
I
not
would
Peter.
say probably also a common name. I mean, the yeah. I mean, if it's a fairly standard English name, there's a good chance that there's a human in the city that has it.
Waterdeep.
All right. Well, I think we have all we need to do.
Yeah.
Figured out.
Great.
So
What time is it? This is nighttime, right? We're gonna
Yes.
go in the
it was
morning.
like 9:00.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we gonna meet up before?
Well, Penny and
Oh.
I'll be at work, and
I'll also be at work.
Yeah, I
you all
should
should
probably
meet
work.
up yourselves, but
Probably also don't want to be seen together closer to the scene right before.
Yep. Well,
We could meet after
yeah.
at night.
Nix, what time should Artemis and I meet you at the building? In the building, really.
11. 11?
Great. Gives us an hour to find a good spot to get in.
Yeah.
And do some mild recon.
Yeah.
Not steal things.
Let's meet at the corner of such and such and such and such at 11. You know.
I know that one well.
Yep.
Great. Fantastic.
Well,
And on the north side of the street. I don't want to be on like opposite corners and then like do a weird crossing
That-
street circle.
That is very smart. Good
North
call.
side of the street.
North side.
Great. Is there anything else anybody wanted to do or talk about at this meeting, or?
Not at
We
the
can
meeting
meet
in
at
particular.
we can meet at my house afterwards.
Okay.
thanks, Janara.
Do we want like a code word to scream if one of us is getting killed?
Ah, shit.
I'm getting killed.
There we go.
oh my
You
god.
just if you're getting killed, send a message, and we'll try to figure it out from there.
Great.
That's why you're going, Artemis, is because you can send a message to the rest of the
Yeah,
team.
I just meant if for
That was
those
your
in
only
person,
purpose.
people that yeah, pretty much.
All right.
No.
If Penny and I start getting killed, we'll let you know.
Great.
I hope you don't get killed.
We're gonna
talking
get
to this
killed?
Woman.
Worst.
No, dear, it's just an in case.
Worst interview ever.
Uh,
Nice.
Good night.
Wait.
What?
You guys went and met up with somebody last time, and there's a common thread between what Bowman and Artie did.
We can maybe talk about it on the way out. Bowman's not necessarily wanting to talk about that with everybody just yet.
But don't we need everybody's help?
Only one of us was asked to help. So
I know, but
What are we talking about?
I have no idea what's going on for real.
Oh, are you referencing the
Hathaway
the
guy,
magic
Anne
guy?
Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Artemis was no
was
idea
very
what was
drunk.
going on. He barely remembers.
Eva. What? You missed when Anne Hathaway stopped by?
Apparently.
yeah, I have it right here.
She
in my
hopped
notes.
in for a little.
God, I wish.
Anne Hathaway, second episode in a row. If you want to have a guest, you want a guest star on the Gilded City.
More than happy.
More than happy.
Let us know.
Hey, audience, let us know if
DM us
you
on
would
Twitter.
like to see Anne Hathaway jump in.
Hey,
Bowman,
if you have Anne Hathaway's contact information, DM us on Twitter.
Bowman will bring this up to the group at a later time, but he's just dealing one thing at a time right now.
Okay.
Okay, you all depart for the evening to rest up before the day tomorrow. Artemis, you had something.
I do want to circle around at a moment when no one else is around Janara.
Great. Yeah, the two of you have to head in similar directions, I would say, to get to your homes. So it wouldn't be that odd for you to catch up with her separate from everybody else.
Great. I will just jog a little bit because she's much faster than me, probably. Hey, I figured we could walk together since that way. Anyway.
Sure.
I have not been sleeping well. You neither?
No, I mean, I've been sleeping okay. Just long days of travel.
Right, Joel. All right, well, if you ever, I keep doing this so much for people. If you ever want to hang out, share a drink, just to like shoot some shit, just let me know, or vent. I'm very good at making fun of people.
That would be lovely, actually.
All right, just let me know, and I'll arrange a whole big to-do, a big distracting to-do where we don't even remember anything that's going on.
All right, that sounds good.
All right. Well, hopefully I don't see you tomorrow until the evening.
Hopefully.
But knowing us, I probably will see you very soon.
Good luck tomorrow.
You too.
Great. Is there anything else anybody wanted to do either tonight or tomorrow morning before? Yes.
I would like to, because Octavia usually casts with her camera. I'm gonna pack the camera, but I'm also gonna pack a bag with like the other spellcasting items, so I don't have to use a camera.
Great. Yeah, you bring a component pouch with you.
My little pouch. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Anything else anybody wanted to do before? Yes.
Me. Janara, since Janara is going to be by herself in the lobby, she's going to use her disguise kit to try to make myself look as different as possible, but I still want to look upper class. So I'm going to have Joyce go get one of my mom's old dresses for me.
Okay.
So that I still look nice, so that like maybe if I'm nicer looking, I'll be less inconspicuous in a way.
Great.
There. And I'll also have Joyce get food together for this evening like usual.
Okay, great. Definitely. Yeah, you spend a little time, you put on one of your mom's old dresses. I mean, it's not that old, but like she's never.
But she hasn't worn it in a
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. But yeah, you get one of your mom's nice dresses. Yeah, you use your disguise kit to just do your hair and makeup, and just change the way you look in a way that would be hard to tell. Actually, I'll have you make a disguise kit check. So D20 plus proficiency bonus because you're proficient in disguise kit.
Yep.
And then I would say, what ability score would I use for this? I would say dexterity.
Skills. That's not what I need. Oh, dex, my regular dex. Doy. 18.
Pretty good. Yeah. You feel like you're pretty well disguised. Excellent. Anything else for anybody before this whole thing?
Just trying to come up with a good enough excuse for going to work super, super early and then trying to leave super, super early.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Penny wants to, while I'm at the Waterdeep Times, wants to pull articles that I may remember that talk about either the Bloodkith textile companies or Ovina herself, just to see past articles that may have been written with her, just for talking points for the interview.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
It was a natural one.
Unfortunately,
And Octavia is helping me though because she also stayed.
Did you ask me to help? Because I
Yes,
would've.
of course I did. Remember? We talked about it, Kira.
I'll allow it because I'll allow it this one time. Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you. You may roll with advantage.
That was a natural 20 on D&D Beyond.
Wow, you went from the worst one to the best one. All right.
I'm throwing out my dice right now. I swear.
Okay. Yes, you go check the paper archives. Start going through, just seeing if you can find articles about Bloodkith textiles. There's obviously you find a few small. You find a bunch of examples of like advertisements, right? Advertising the latest and greatest products, sales, that sort of thing. You find an article about the corporate offices when they were first constructed, or renovated, I suppose would be more correct. But you do find an article about that, going through. You keep looking for something, a little bit more interesting. Most of it seems like the sort of stuff that you would write, basic articles like that, until you do find an editorial, a letter. So, there's the letters to the editor section, and sometimes editors respond to letters to the editor. You do find one from about 2 years ago, from a response Pierre did to a letter to the editor. Sort of was saying something about, why has the Waterdeep Times never done an expose on poor working conditions in factories? And Pierre actually responded to this one, and essentially said, We here at the Waterdeep Times are committed to delivering news to the public. We understand your concerns about the working conditions of many people in factories here in Waterdeep and elsewhere in the world. We have actually investigated these factories on our own a number of times. And we're saddened by the working conditions at places like Ovina Bloodkith Textiles, excuse me. Saddened by the working conditions at places like Bloodkith Textiles. However, our investigations pulled up no evidence of lawbreaking. I would suggest to you, dear reader, that if you want working conditions of factories to improve, to support those who will make attempts to change the laws. So, in this response, Pierre did specifically call out Bloodkith Textiles for having poor working conditions in its factories. So, that's what a natural 20 will get you.
What would have a natural 1 gotten me?
Nothing. It would have gotten you literally nothing.
Well, I don't know how you did that because I was thinking that my way out of work would be to get fake injured at Bloodkith Textile Factory. I'm either going to faint or cast minor illusion to make it look like I cut off my toe.
All right.
Okay, so we will cut over to of course Nix and Bowman do have to get out of work early. Bowman, you just go in like super early to try to so you
I essentially take a short rest from leaving.
Right. So I would say you show up for like the 3 a.m. shift basically.
Yeah.
There are boats coming in at all hours of the night, and so you show up. Night shift supervisors are working. I'm like, who the hell are you?
Bowman. I work here usually on second shift. Well, first shift.
This is this supervisor is a turtle. You've never met this person before. Well, this is 0 shift. What are you doing here?
I'm gonna roll for deception.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
I talked to Rig yesterday, and I need to leave work early, so he said just come in early to leave early. So I'll be leaving before noon. For deception, ooh, I love my +4 deception. That was a 18.
That was a 2 on the dice. Insight.
And he has a +18.
No. All right. Well, get to work then.
Thank you. Oh, what's your name?
Everyone just calls me Patches.
Thanks.
On account of the splotches on my scales.
Patches. Thanks. I'll get to work.
I
Turtles don't have scales.
Their skin.
They've got reptile-y skin. Turtles are reptiles. Reptiles, I thought scales. I'm not a biologist. Get out of here. Great, but yes, you are allowed to work. Okay, and then next, what's the plan for you?
I'm gonna go in
Uh-huh.
at the normal time,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna see if I can get it so that I am working in like the highest point in the factory where
Okay.
it would be stuffy and warm.
Okay.
Maybe by like smokestacks, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just gonna be working away, and as I'm watching the clock, I'm just gonna start like, ooh, oh, so warm. Oh man. Start like breathing.
Yeah, one of your coworkers who's also up here with you because you were, doing a routine check or something like that. We'll say you offered to be one of the people for the routine check. One of your coworkers like, you doing okay there, Nix?
I think so. Feel a little. My vision. Why are you getting and then I like just face plant and try to make it as dramatic as possible and like flail my arms.
Make a deception check.
I feel like that's a performance check.
Performance.
You may make a
Either
performance
way,
check
they're
if
the
it's
same.
better. If it's better. Deception or performance.
Is this fall the same thing that's gonna cut off your toe?
No. I mean, maybe I got a 6, so maybe it does cut off my toe.
You actually get a concussion because you fell down bad.
Yeah, the guy comes over. He's like, Nix, Nix, you good? Just kind of fell there, but seemed to be fine. Everything okay? What's going on?
I'm gonna move my actually, just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna like roll over and gonna just not be able to get up on my own and then try to fake like an ankle injury.
Yeah,
still rolling with it.
Here, yeah, let me help you out. And he pulls you.
Oh! Oh!
You good?
Oh, my ankle.
How'd you hurt your ankle?
I must have twisted it.
Didn't look like you twisted
I must have twisted it. And I'm going to slide him 10 talons.
Persuasion check with advantage. That's like a week's worth of weight.
Mm-hmm. Persuasion.
With advantage.
Oh, shit.
Money buys everything.
Except
14.
happiness.
You definitely twisted your ankle, I'd even take a couple days off if you needed to.
I probably just need the afternoon.
Yeah.
Is this guy my boss, or is he just like?
No, he's a coworker.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll tell
yeah,
Jisa that.
yeah. Hey,
you fainted and injured your ankle when you fell. And
can you help me down the stairs?
For sure. You don't want to put too much stress on that ankle.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
This guy's a real one.
Yes. What's his name?
Brian.
Funny enough, also Brian. No.
All the MVPs are Brian.
Yep, they're everybody's name is Brian.
Great.
Waterdeep, just a crap ton of Brian.
That's their motto.
Welcome to Waterdeep. Would you like a Brian? No, this guy's name is Angus.
Angus.
Yeah, he helps you down, and Disa is luckily busy, is not around, so he's like, I'll cover for you with the boss. Don't worry about it.
Appreciate it.
And as he takes you to the edge of the property, he's like, appreciate it. There's some folks here slowing things down a little bit for the company, if you're interested in that kind of thing.
Good to know.
He goes back in.
Angus.
So weird. Okay. Alrighty. Gonna come back to that later.
Got some bad beef.
I got some bad beef. All right, I head to the corner of such and so street.
Great. Okay, so Nyx, Artemis, and Bowman, the three of you meet up. What is the plan for the three of you getting into the building? I know you were gonna try to get in as a janitor, Nyx, but what was the exact order of operations plan on that? How are you all going about that?
I'm gonna.
I think that we should, change, and then we would come in through the service doors.
Yeah.
And Artemis and I would follow behind Nyx.
Yes. I'm gonna just hang out outside, look like I belong.
Behind the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking a 5-minute smoke break, even though Nyx does not have any cigarettes on her or anything like that. She's just chilling. Is there any grass growing in between the cracks of the sidewalk?
Around back, there's sort of a small around the back. There's sort of a small, just dirt.
I specifically need grass.
Hold on. A small dirt courtyard type area,
Okay.
Between the backs of several nearby buildings, where a lot of unloading of wagons happens. I would say because it's dirt and packed down dirt. There's a little bit of grass you could probably find.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find the longest strand of grass and put it in between my thumbs and do the grass thing. Because I've seen people do it. I'm not successful at it. No noise happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after a few minutes, have I seen anybody come out, go by, anybody else wearing my outfit?
Let's roll for it.
Okay. I'm too focused on the grass.
Well, so roll a d20, no modifiers. 15 and higher, you saw somebody in the exact same outfit as you. 10 or higher, you've seen some people who look like they work in the building go in or out. Under 10, no such luck.
We had a 6.
Well, you didn't see anybody come in or out during the period that you were out here.
Okay. I'm gonna make myself look like an even more generic person than I already look like.
Okay. Artemis and Bowman, the two of you have just been invisible this whole time.
Yeah, that's drive attention, right?
I'm gonna try and save my invisibility as long as possible. I can do more useful things with 2nd level spells.
Also rolling a sleight of hand check, and I got a 24.
And what was the sleight of hand check for?
Casting the spell.
Ah, yes, good call.
I think in general, I'm wearing my most boring drab. I mean, it's Artemis, so it's still like nice shit, but some like greens, maybe some browns. Ugh. Just like trying to blend in and not be bright shield here.
Sure. Okay. Great. So, at this point, are you all trying to go in, or?
Yes.
What are we trying to do? We want to go in the loading dock and just see what happens?
Yep.
See what we can find? All right.
All right. Next, you go up to the door to open it. It does appear to be locked from the outside. You need some sort of company access key, not a card, because they don't have card swipes, but you know. A key.
I'm also gonna cast minor illusion and just like a wall that looks like the door from the other side, like just to cover me so it doesn't, like, nobody can see me, and then I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check, I guess, to cast the spell.
Natural 20.
Okay. And then go for the lock, Thieves' Tool check.
21.
21. Sure. Yeah, you were able to unlock the door, and you enter into the building through the back door. I'm gonna cut away from you. Popping over to Janara, who is the next person to arrive. Janara, you enter into the lobby of the building. As I sort of described to Octavia when she came in, the lobby of the building is very, very large, grand, way more ostentatious than it needs to be for a textile company. Gleaming floor tiles, chandelier. There's a pair of staircases that go up at the back of the lobby to a second floor that has like a balcony ringing on the top, and a reception desk between those staircases, essentially. You see a few chairs and stools in a couple locations off to the sides in the room, but you also see doorways to other areas. So you see all that as you come in. And you also spot a few guards in this room, a total of 6. But you make your way up to the reception desk, and the person working it looks up at you and says, hello, ma'am. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm just here to meet someone for lunch. Is it okay if I just sit over there and wait for them?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
It's not an unreasonable request, so not a super high DC.
Persuasion?
Yep.
Oh, I got a non-natural 20.
Great. Certainly. If you'd like, I can let your person know that you're here, or you're welcome to wait, either way.
I'll just wait. They said they might be busy. I don't want to bother them. I'll just wait, and I'm sure they'll be out soon.
Very well. Yeah, you make your way off to an area where there's some chairs, and you sit down.
Okay.
Great. Is there anything that Janara is doing in particular while waiting, or just kind of playing it cool?
At least to start, I don't want to draw any attention to myself. Later
Great.
on, I might try to gather some more information and ask some questions, but I don't want to arouse any suspicion until I feel like the interview is coming to a close.
Great. All right.
Unless I need to.
Right. Great. We will cut back to the other group of 3. Artemis not invisible yet.
No, I'm gonna hang back just behind Nyx.
Okay.
So that basically his plan is, and he'll convey this to everyone, If the situation calls for it and Nyx needs to be invisible instead of him, he can do that.
Okay. Bowman, are you invisible at this point?
I would say, but when we got to the door itself, Bowman is now invisible.
Okay. So, yes. Okay. So, I'm going to roll to see if there's anybody in the loading dock when you all enter.
We're being sneaky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You all come in through the door to the person door to the loading dock, not the garage door to the loading dock, which is also down. You find yourself in an empty room. You see a shelving unit pushed up against it's a large room, right? You come in. There's a shelving unit across from you, open shelving unit. You see all sorts of like general supplies on the shelf. If you wanted, you could investigate further to get more details about the supplies, but just from a quick glance, it doesn't seem like there's anything particularly special. And glancing
Is there
around,
a spray bottle and rag, or like bucket and rag?
No, it does not appear to be janitorial supplies. It appears to be more like
There's no broom for like a small mess.
I'd say there's probably a broom. There's probably a broom leaning against like a wall somewhere in here, but
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. The room is mostly empty right now. You see a few like wooden crates are pushed up against one wall. You see a couple. You see there's sort of an open archway that leads out into what looks to be a hallway, sort of across the way a little bit.
Gonna make our way across the room.
Yeah. I'm going to send a quick test message to once like my pocket watch, I don't know. Once it's noon, send a quick test message to Janara and Penny.
Okay.
Just one after the other, just to see if they are within range and if it's working.
Okay. I would say at this point, Janara is within range. I don't think Penny's within range just yet.
Great.
But you send a message to Janara, who receives it.
Hello, testing. Do.
I hear you. Do you hear me?
I do. Fantastic.
Great. So the three of you start moving further into the building. As you sort of come out of the loading dock area, you find yourself in like a very like drab hallway. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on in this hallway. This is clearly sort of a back staff type hallway just for like moving stuff. This isn't really ever supposed to be seen by the public. It does go, it goes off left and right from where you're at. And then directly across from the loading dock, you do see a sliding, like a metal grate. A sliding metal grate has been pulled across a very like wide lift access doorway. You think this would be some sort of freight lift of some kind.
So freight elevator.
Yeah.
Are there stairs nearby?
You look around for stairs nearby. You do see a off to one side on the same wall as the archway into the loading dock. You do see a door and that is like open by a little crack, and you see a staircase descending there. You do not see a staircase going upstairs in the immediate vicinity, but you see a staircase descending, you would assume, into the basement.
Oh, right.
And then the hallway goes off to left and right and then appears to curve around corners. And there is another doorway too nearby on the other side from where the stairway going down is. There's another doorway nearby.
Is there like a roll or swath of fabric, like on, just like going out for shipment, just something that I could, that isn't too big, but like might be carried in like my left arm or something as we go? Is there anything lying
Let's
around?
roll for it.
Ooh.
Yeah, roll a d20. It will. What you get?
11.
11. So 11 is you get something you want, but not exactly you want in these luck checks usually. So there is not a easy. There's not like a small like roll of fabric. But you do see there's like a huge a massive carpet-sized roll of fabric that has been like wrapped in well, they wouldn't have plastic wrap necessarily, but like there's sort of a
Paper.
you know what?
Maybe paper.
Yeah, it's wrapped up in it's wrapped up in paper, but the paper's kind of come down a little bit, so you can see that it is fabric, but it's.
Does it look like a decent quality, or I don't need to spend forever on this? Real quick glance.
Perception check.
I think it's a +4. 15, I believe. Double checking.
15.
Yeah.
It's all right quality. I mean, the company.
Okay.
This company mass produces clothes, so.
Yeah. Yep. I'll let it go. I'm keeping an eye out for something that could be used for a cover.
Okay.
Not literal cover. To come in as an all complaints department.
Sure.
Okay, just carrying on then. Sorry.
Great. No worries. Okay. Cut away from y'all. Penny and Octavia, the two of you arrive for your meeting. As you enter the lobby and make your way up to the reception desk, the person working at the counter says, "Hello. How can I help you?"
Yes, we're here for interview with Ovina. I have an appointment.
Name?
Octavia Beret.
Let me look here. Yes, I do have you right here in the appointment book. Give me one moment. I will fetch somebody to take you up to her office for the interview.
Thank you.
And she, as you saw last time, there's a set of pipes that like come out of the wall and then down onto like a counter behind her. And she jots a message on a piece of paper, puts it in a metal tube, shoves the tube into one of those pipes, and goes flying off.
How many tubes are there?
Behind the desk, you see. I actually have an answer for you. You see 8 tubes.
Oh. Penny's gonna ask the woman at the desk and be like, "That's so awesome. Do those go to all the different like office spaces?"
Yes. These are each department has a tube associated with it. Each of the major departments has a tube associated with it. This is a system that actually we inherited with the building when we purchased the property. So I don't know much about how it works. To my knowledge, there's not another system like this anywhere in the world. So impressive. Only the best here, of course.
Of course.
It'll just be a moment, though. Most likely, if you would just take a seat off to the side, and someone will be down for you in just a moment.
Thank you.
As we're sitting, Penny's gonna like turn to Octavia and very quietly be like, "We're gonna die."
Oh dear, we're not gonna die.
She's like tapping her foot a little and like looking around. She's like, "They're gonna kill us."
We're just here for an interview.
The interview was a lie.
We can still write an article.
That's true.
Good. Cutting back to the behind the scenes group, where are y'all going? What's the plan?
Left, right, down?
I mean, we want to get to. Do we want to get to 2 or 3?
Yeah, I don't know if there's too much.
Because we've got the freight elevator.
Right. On the first floor, there's the vaults with the troll, the loading dock, and the mail room, and the pneumatic controls. And then the second floor is the sales, marketing, shipping, and records room. The third floor is design, finance, and the executive suite. And the basement is electrical, heating, plumbing, janitors, and maintenance.
I think we would want to go to the records room.
Yes. So 2. I don't want to take the freight elevator, though. That seems like a bit much.
Do we want to see if we can find a janitor, get their keys? So that we don't have to... You can pick things.
Yeah.
What we want to find is a quick way to one of the records room and a quick way out.
Right. And we don't know where like I don't think Nyx would know where in the room she is relative to the records room. She's not that remembering things.
The freight elevator, Ben, does it look like it is operated via key or anyone can operate it?
Make an investigation check.
Ooh, Bowman, can you help? I don't know who you are, but you probably have more experience with this than me, but I can look.
Oh, investigation?
Yeah.
I'll like that.
Great. I will.
Nope.
Use
No, I don't. Oh, you're helping me?
I am also looking around with Artemis, so Artemis can roll twice.
And Artemis is helping Nyx. Nyx gets to roll twice.
Great.
Nyx is the person who gets to roll twice.
Well, I have a +6, and it's still only 11.
That's okay. It's not necessarily the hardest thing to look around for in the world. The gate itself that slides back and forth doesn't have a lock on it, but looking inside, there's like you go in, the walls are sort of wood. There's you can see the exposed lift shaft outside, like above, because there's no ceiling on the on this freight elevator. And you do see some like old timey like elevator buttons that there is there's a key slot above, like on the panel. You're not with an 11, you're not sure if you need the key to press any of the buttons, or if you just need the key for particular functions. You're not sure, but there is a key slot. So the freight elevator goes to the basement, the first floor, the second floor, and the third floor.
And there's no sign of other stairs.
Not right here.
Okay.
Is there anybody around us right now? I rolled for investigation. That was a 15. So
you don't see anybody around you currently at this time. That would be more perception, but
okay. Well, perception's even better. But anyways, Bowman's gonna speak because he doesn't want to talk because his voice is not invisible either. I think it might be beneficial for us to find someone else who may have keys. Steal those keys and maybe we can get into some more rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a good way.
I could probably run downstairs to the janitor's area, swipe some keys, and run back up.
Yeah.
Want to do that?
Maybe.
I'm gonna do that.
Great. You want backup or you want to go alone?
I should theoretically
Bowman,
be okay.
Bowman, who is invisible, will just trail behind.
Great. I will hide behind a box here.
Great. Artemis, make a stealth check. Bowman,
Oh boy.
also make a stealth check, but with advantage. Nyx, are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just going down as a janitor?
I'm going down inconspicuously.
Okay, so since you're trying to disguise yourself as a janitor, we are going to call this, you can do stealth, but use charisma instead of dexterity. Because it's about blending in, is what you're trying to do.
Bowman got a 16.
Okay.
That requires more math. I got a 10.
Okay. So you two head down into the basement. Cutting back to the lobby. Octavia and Penny, you are greeted. An elf woman comes over to you. She has a sort of very bright red hair in sort of a professional, in a professional do, sort of a bun, but kind of an elaborate, like, braided bun type deal. Long pointed ears. She's got sort of darker tan skin, and she's wearing a very, very nice professional blouse and skirt as she comes over to greet both of you. Hello there. Welcome, of course, to Bloodkith Textiles. My name is Endorsed. I am the executive assistant to the CEO. And I understand you're here for the interview with Miss Bloodkith.
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent. And you are Octavia. And I'm sorry, who is your companion with you today?
I'll reach out my hand. I'll say, hi, I'm Penny Presswell. I'm another writer over at Waterdeep Times. I'm sort of, Octavia's mentoring me, so I'm sort of shadowing this interview.
Excellent. Very nice to meet you. And she shakes your hand. Right. Well, if you'll follow me right this way, we'll head right on up to Ovina's office. You proceed up the one of the staircases flanking the reception desk. You see up on this balcony level, you see some other workers moving around between different offices and rooms as they go about their day. But you are led sort of around directly across from where you came up the stairs. There's a couple of hallways that lead into sort of further into the second floor. And you go down one of the hallways and very quickly turn a corner up a staircase. So there's basically it's right behind where the wall would be. Across from where the staircases are is the staircase up to the third floor. So you go up that staircase and arrive on the in sort of a central area of the third floor. Just a small sitting area with some doorways leading off into different departments. You are led through a very nice door, gilded frame around it. It says executive suite in common and dwarf above the door. Andraste opens the door and leads you into sort of a smaller office. You would imagine this is not Ovina's office, but there's a desk in the center of the room, nobody behind it. It does have her name on the desk, Andraste, what's her last name? Andraste Kithrath is her name. On the front of the desk, executive assistant to the CEO. You see sort of, you see there's a typewriter on the desk, and there are, some papers like a to-do pile and a done pile. And you see some shelving off to the side. You see a small table in the corner of the room with like a tea set. You see a couple other chairs in this room. And then behind the desk is a doorway leading further in. And then off to the side in this room are a couple other doorways leading elsewhere. But you are led to the doorway behind the desk into the much larger office space of Ovina Bloodkith herself. Cutting away from you, down in the lobby, Jannar, what are you doing at this point?
I'm sitting there.
Okay.
If people ask, I'm just going to say, he told me to meet him for lunch. He didn't give me an exact time. I have nothing else to do.
Okay, great. Okay, Nyx and Bowman. You descend the staircase into the basement. You rolled a 10 earlier?
Yep.
Okay. You descend the stairs into the
Or do
basement.
you know it was a natural 20?
Well, I know it wasn't a natural 20, but...
I think it was.
You get down to the bottom of the stairs in the basement, and actually located nearby this basement staircase is a doorway labeled janitors. And as you peek in, you see there's actually a few janitors in here. Like it seems to be sort of a break room type area. So there's a few janitors in here, and you see some carts with like cleaning supplies on them, and that sort of thing. And you see like probably 3 janitors at a table in the middle of the room, and you see some like lockers on the wall for people to put their things in during their shift, because the janitorial company that Bloodkith contracts out to brings them in at the beginning of the day and they leave at the end of the day. But you see them in there. They glance up at you when you come in, but they don't pay you too much mind because I rolled badly for them, and go back to they were just chatting.
Are there keys on the wall within reach?
Glancing around, you don't see keys just hanging on the wall. You do see some keys hanging from the coverall belts of one of the janitors.
Okay. Are they kind of towards the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for it.
Great. Sleight of hand.
Okay, 22.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way over to them in the center of the room to try to snag those keys. As you make your way over to the center of the room, one of them just turns to you and says, are you new? I don't think I recognize you.
Huh? Moi? Je ne comprends pas.
Oh my god, I forgot.
And
New hire. And then I turn. Have I gotten the keys yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then I turn around and walk out the door.
You hear one of them say like, Jesus. Oh, they don't say Jesus. Jesus doesn't exist.
And somewhere in the world, Jesus pops into
existence. Jesus pops into existence. No. They say,
oh man.
Damn. Hire anybody these days.
Okay, casually racist.
Oh. Yeesh.
But you step back out into the hallway.
I cast Fireball.
You're hiding behind a crate upstairs.
I also don't know Fireball.
I go up the stairs again.
Uh-huh.
We're just.
Speaking of Artemis,
It was an 18 stealth.
18 stealth. So, you're hiding behind this crate. A couple of people come in, glancing. Make a perception check, actually.
11.
Okay, you hear voices come in, but you don't feel comfortable sticking your head out to peek. So you just hear voices. But you hear a couple of people come into the room, saying, yeah, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. And the other person says, yeah, but you know, just wasn't meant to be, I guess. And then as the garage door opens up, and
the garage door.
The garage door opens up, and quickly you turn because you have line of sight on it from behind the garage door. From behind these crates, you see an empty cart outside the door. And one of the crates down the line from where you're hiding behind is lifted up and moved into the empty cart.
So it's moved out of the building.
It is moved out of the building.
Is there we're not going to risk this. I cast invisibility on myself. This is stupid. I'm going to cast invisibility.
Great.
Now you see me, now you don't. Cast that, and then I'm going to relocate myself to another corner, not too far, or I'm going to position myself kind of close to the freight elevator.
Okay. Great. Yeah, as you move yourself.
Can I? Let me know if you say no, because I didn't think of this first. Can I send a message before casting invisibility?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to send a quick one to Bowman. That says, going invisible, can't send another message. See you soon, I hope. And then I'm going to cast invisibility.
Great.
Bowman's going to react by like tapping Nyx on the shoulder.
Okay. Going all the way up to the third floor.
Oh no, we're separated.
What? Going all the way up to the third floor. Ovina's office is very, very large. You see row of windows looking outside of the back of the building, which is not the best view in the world, but still a lot of windows, which is nice. That's across from where you come in. So you come in, but the room goes further like to the left, basically, than it goes across from you. Off to the left is a huge wooden desk. Very, very fancy. Engraved into the front of the desk is like etched into the front of the desk is Bloodkith Textiles. And of course, name plaque that says Ovina Bloodkith. You see there's a small, there's a couple chairs right on the opposite side of the desk from where the person who uses the desk normally sits, who I will get to describing in just a moment. There's sort of a table elsewhere in the room with a few chairs around it. Looks like it could be used for like small meetings in this office. You also see there's a pair of doorways in the right-hand wall, one of which is open and leads into a large conference room of some kind. The other door is closed. You can see behind the desk against the far wall is a sort of wall-to-wall shelving unit built into the wall, kind of. And you can see books and all sorts of things, but in the center section, there is a, glass doors covering up a very expensive collection of liquors, and you see a pitcher and glasses and that sort of thing in there. But notable in the room, in terms of decor, you do see there's also 2 sets of well-maintained but very old-looking dwarven armor that is posed on, suit of armor style on little pedestals. The woman behind the desk, who you assume to be Ovina Bloodkith, is a dwarven woman. She has, she's got blonde hair, short blonde hair, very straight. She's wearing sort of a very very nice looking business attire. It looks incredibly expensive, just based on what nice, very nice jacket. She's got her hands are on the desk, and you can see she has a ring on every single finger, arranged on the desk. And they're like chunky rings. These aren't like thin rings. These are chunky rings with like large jewels in them. On the desk, in front of her, she her like I said, she's got very nice clothes, all black outfit, except for a little bit of yellow, with a sort of a tie, a yellow tie, to go with her black business outfit. Why, hello there. Welcome. I was very excited to hear that the Waterdeep Times was interested in doing an interview with me. I didn't think the Times had the highest opinion of my company, so color me surprised by your interest in writing a piece about me. Please come on over. Have a seat.
Can I tell if she's actually pleased with this interview or if she's like not?
Make an insight check.
13.
Not hard to tell. She doesn't seem to be particularly hostile. But
is the assistant still in the room?
She has not left the room yet. No.
Oh.
2 of you make your way over and have a seat across from her, where she has pulled up a couple of where there's a few chairs nearby. There's only one pulled up right to it, but because she assumed she was only getting Octavia, but Penny, you are able to pull over a chair, and both of you sit down for the interview. And Ovina says, "That will be all, Andraste. Thank you so much." And the assistant nods and heads back to her office, closes the door behind her. Now, before we get the interview started, of course, I have to extend the proper hospitality. Can I get either of you anything to drink?
Oh no, I'm all right. Thank you though. I appreciate it.
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Well, you're the interviewer. I'm the interviewee. I suppose you're here to ask me some questions.
Oh yes, of course. We're just so impressed with your company, and you've been doing a great job as a leader. It seems your company is doing better than it was since it was founded, it seems. Could you speak a little bit to like how you've managed that?
Certainly. Well, you know, I have to give full credit to my family and my ancestors. I mean, Bloodkith Textiles, we weren't always a textile company, as I'm sure you may know. Many years ago, we were actually, long before the Industrial Revolution, we were very fine smiths and armorers, as evidenced, of course, by some family heirlooms, finest sets of armor we ever produced back in the day. But as times changed, so did we, and we were some of the early adopters of the miracles of modern technology. So I really have to pay tribute to my ancestors, because if they hadn't gotten on the train, well, I say my ancestors, it was my father, but if he hadn't hopped right on with the mechanization when that technology was first really being developed, company would not be what it is today. But that being said, I am very glad to hear that y'all think we're doing so well. We are, I think, doing better than ever. The company is always putting out new products to help more and more people, and we are, of course, a huge provider of jobs for people all throughout the Sword Coast Federation. And as you know, jobs sometimes hard to come by, so we're really happy to provide employment opportunities to the people of the Sword Coast Federation.
Excellent. Can I, while she was talking, kind of like at the end, I would like to cast Detect Thoughts.
All right.
Her noticing, if I can.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Good sleight of hand. That's a non-natural 20.
Nice. Okay, you cast Detect Thoughts. So
wisdom saving throw on that.
Well, so I believe you get surface level thoughts for free, I believe, is how that spell works.
You're right. I do. Okay. And if I try to go deeper, yep, I see.
Yes.
Then that's a wisdom saving throw, but then she knows that I'm doing it.
Correct.
Got it.
So you cast the spell to get surface level thoughts. Yeah, she's talking to you about basically how the company is doing and how they're, providers of jobs. And by casting Detect Thoughts, you do get this very slight, you get this impression that she kind of genuinely believes that by providing all these jobs, despite the fact that these jobs are shitty, that she's doing a good thing. So you do get that, but you also get sort of, as she's talking about how well financially the company's doing, you get and if I take a little off the top every now and then, it doesn't hurt anybody.
Okay. I'm going to ask, so how did you come to be in charge of this company? It's you're still pretty young to be the head of a corporation this big.
Well, young for a dwarf. I mean, by human standards, I'm older than most humans will ever see. I'm not. I've got plenty of business experience in the company, and my father trained me up very well to take his place when he was ready to retire, and when the time was right, my father retired, and I moved into this position. You get from the Detect Thoughts, Daddy should have given the company to me sooner, but no, Daddy didn't think I was ready to be in charge. Well, look who's laughing now, wasting away in a retirement home while I'm making more and more money than ever.
So did you always plan to take the CEO spot after your father retired, or were you surprised when the board unanimously decided to make you the CEO?
Octavia, board didn't have a choice. I wasn't surprised because Daddy had, of course, my father, had always been training me up to take his position someday. And I know the board of directors and my father always sort of got on very well. So, when he announced his intention to retire, of course, they were very, very graciously kept with his wishes and promoted me to the CEO position. We're going to cut away from here for a minute.
I was going to say, did I get anything else from that, or did my spell end?
How long does the spell last?
1 minute.
You maybe would have gotten basically more about that general sense of Ford didn't have much of a choice.
Mm-hmm.
If they hadn't made me CEO, well,
Got it.
wouldn't have gone well for him. Back downstairs, Nix and Bowman, you come up out the door and you see there's a pair of people moving boxes out of the loading dock area and into a cart outside.
I'm just gonna pretend I don't see them and go for the other door.
On the other side
Yeah.
of the loading dock.
Bowman is going to roll for, I guess, perception or investigation to see where Artemis may be. Because based off of what I've thought.
Sure, roll for perception.
Ooh. 19.
19. Artemis got an 18 on his stealth earlier, I believe. But actually never had him re-roll it after he went invisible. So I should have you re-roll it with advantage.
Actually, I forgot. I forgot my perception. I actually have a bonus. It's a 21.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Well, that's a 20. Stealth 24.
24. Unfortunately, Bowman, you're unable to pinpoint where, even if you were able to find out his general location, it'd be possible to pinpoint it because he's invisible, but he's hiding very, very well right now.
Okay. I'll just presume that he's...
Yeah. And
I'm just hoping whoever is invisible is following me.
Yep. Nix, you make your way to the doorway over on the other side of the loading dock area.
This can go so badly, so fast.
Nobody seems to notice you yet. You make your way over to...
How many keys are on this key ring that I stole?
A lot.
Jesus.
Is there anyone now around us, like an eyesight around us?
The two people moving the boxes.
Oh, I thought we're in the... Okay, we're not in the doorway yet. Okay.
So, So you make your way quickly. You make your way past the open loading dock bay door. And they don't notice you because they're very busy. But you make your way over to the door on the other side of the loading dock. And you open it up. It's not locked. And there's actually, you're in an extremely small space. Doorway on your right, doorway ahead of you. Doorway ahead of you is just labeled mailroom. Doorway on the right is labeled pneumatic control.
We don't need either of these, right?
No.
It's good to know that it's here, but
nobody's in the room with us, right?
Not in this tiny little
Fantastic. Okay. I'm going to cast... I'm tired of being invisible. I'm going to cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
And I'm specifically modeling my disguise as just a tall, old, retirement age, older human man that is also wearing the janitor suits that we would have just seen.
Okay. So you pop back out into the hallway. Nyx is now with an old man, Artemis.
Oh God. Oh God.
But he doesn't seem
Yeah. I'm
panicking.
gonna say to him, I'm gonna whisper, should we take the elevator or should we try to find stairs?
I think that we're probably best to take the elevator. That's just probably the fastest way.
Yeah. All right. Then
I will remind you that the elevator is directly across from the open loading dock, where there are currently people working. Just so you're aware.
I just don't know if the janitors are allowed to use it.
Well, how else would you get from multiple floors carrying janitorial tools?
Stairs. People don't like workers very much here.
Fair. All right, let's get some steps in.
Let's go right.
Okay. Make your way down the hallway to the right.
Stairs?
You go around the corner, and before you make it very far, you see one of the security officers coming down the hallway. Looks at the two of you curiously.
Just gonna keep walking. Nod to him.
Hang on one second. You two?
Well, yes. How can I help you?
Don't recognize either of you from the morning check-in for all janitorial staff.
Check-in.
What? I've been at this company way before the new management has been around. I'm retiring soon. I am training my new replacement right now.
Nouveau.
She's a gnome, and she only speaks gnome right now. I'm gonna roll for deception.
Yes, please do. I was about to have you do that.
Can I help because I am speaking gnomish?
No.
That is a 23.
Very good. Well, that I think you might just be confused, old man.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna roll for intimidation in the sense that no one really likes talking to old men that are really needy, and I want him to feel uncomfortable.
I'm gonna have to have both of you come with me down to the office real quick, just so we can sort this out. But what do you say in this attempt to intimidate?
So my intimidation was a 25, and I'm going to say, sorry, I've been here way before you were even in diapers. I was here when they built the bricks down. You have no right for telling me what to do.
I'm just gonna yank on his shirt.
It is my retirement. If you want to come to my retirement party,
sir, I need you to calm down.
I have never had such respect in my 57 years of working this company.
Sir, I think you're a little confused.
While this is happening, can I sneak away?
Yeah, actually, this is a pretty good distraction.
Make a stealth check.
Just a straight roller.
You're lucky I'm not giving you disadvantage right now.
Just a straight roll.
12.
Okay. Yeah, you go to move away, and he's like, wait. No, here.
Office? Office?
Stay.
Office.
Stay.
I sit
on the ground.
She speaks gnomish.
I pop a squat.
I can tell that she doesn't speak much common, sir. I don't know where you and your gnome friend came from, but I need you to calm down. You're both gonna have to come with me to the security office.
Office.
Man of disrespect.
Office.
Disrespect.
The two guys from over at the loading dock, dwarven men come over and they're like, everything all right over here? It's fine. Security matter. Go back to work.
I'm going to roll a sleight of hand, and I'm going to flash 10 talents each, well, 20 talents total, to them. And I'm going to say, you've recognized me. I've been working here for longer than you two have been. I mean, frankly, I think you and I got hired together, and he doesn't recognize me. I've been here every day.
Yeah, you do that. What did you get for sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand was an 18.
Okay. They glance down at the money in your hands as you do that very sneakily, as your back is turned to the security officer. You're gonna have to excuse him. You're gonna have to excuse him there, Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, this isn't Brian. Brian is not.
Brian would have helped.
Yeah, you're gonna have to excuse him, Steve. He's a little confused. Where'd you get that janitor uniform anyway? And the officer looks. It's like, he works in our department. That's Casper. He's been here a million years.
Oh, but I started the janitor department, and I moved my way up to box loading.
Well, how come I've never seen him before? Steve, you always work. You're always doing the check-in for the contract janitor workers. There's no wonder you haven't seen it. Do you even know our names?
Does he?
Bowman, I would like another deception check from you.
Sure.
Make it with advantage.
Can I try to sneak away again?
With advantage is 19.
All right. Well, make sure it gets in the right uniform, and I don't know. All right, fine. And he turns around and walks away. Are you trying to sneak away still, Nix?
Well, if he doesn't, I will have been trying to sneak away while all this was happening. Ooh, that's a natural 19, so 24.
Okay, yeah. Where are you going as the guard turns back around and walks away?
Is there a door nearby?
There's a couple doorways nearby.
Are there any vents ground level? Like, I don't know. Is there a plant in the hallway that I can hide behind?
You find a closet door. Okay. You don't find like air vents necessarily, but you find a closet door that you can go in if you're just looking for something to quickly hide in.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you go duck into a closet real quick. The two male workers look at each other and then they come over to you and they're like, hold out their hands.
I take 10 talons and I slap both their hands. Thanks, son of boys.
Yeah, who the hell are you?
Do you really care?
We might not care for a little more.
Rude.
5 more talons each?
We don't care. Won't necessarily be able to bail you out next time, though. Don't know what you're doing in this building. Don't mess with our jobs anymore. If, we put ourselves out there for this, so.
You'll never see me again.
And they turn and go back towards the loading dock.
Now, where do I find that trainee that I was training on?
I, peek open.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so not that way.
Back up in Ovina's office. what other questions do you have for me?
Or for an interest piece for you, I'm sure people would be very interested to hear about a day in your life. Could you take us through kind of a normal work day?
Oh, certainly, certainly. Well, the business of the CEO is making sure.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts again, please?
Yeah. The business of the CEO is, of course, largely spent just making sure that the day-to-day operations of my company are running smoothly, you understand. So I have many, many meetings on any given day with various department heads. You know, I've got lots and lots of paperwork of my own that I have to take care of course. And, you know, whenever an emergency comes up, I have to deal with that. I have meetings with board members and representatives from other organizations that we partner with for various jobs and the like. It's mostly meetings. It's, you know, it's a really good job for a people person like myself. Octavia, you're getting, she's mostly telling the truth here. I mean, her job is mostly meetings. It's mostly, you know, paperwork, this, that, the other thing. You do get surface level thoughts. You do get sort of, as she's talking about her daily routine and that sort of thing, you do get that in, she's left out that in the mornings, she starts the day with a firm glass of dwarven brandy. And you also get that the paperwork that she is often referring to is not always strictly related to company matters.
Board meetings with other organizations. What other organizations does the textile company partner with?
Well, we of course have supply chains, so you know, there's various ends of the supply chain, right? Raw materials are provided to the company, and then, you know, we have sales partners. Like, you know, we don't operate our own stores. We our clothing products go out to other stores and businesses. So of course, meeting with various other businesses who are more in retail end of things, as you might understand. Primarily those sorts of businesses. And Octavia, not to mention meeting in, you know, just in her thoughts, not to mention my meetings with the other members of our little group.
Squad roll up.
Okay. You said there's one door that's closed, one that's into a meeting room, and then the one that's out into the the assistant area.
Yeah.
And the desk is pretty large.
Yes.
Okay. Octavia is gonna ask, so this is a beautiful desk. Has it been in your family for a long time? Like, who built your family built it, I'm assuming?
We've never been much in the way of woodworking in my family. No. Again, we started as armor smiths, so metalwork in the past, and then moved on to textiles. And this desk was something that that my father commissioned specifically for the company when we moved into the textile industry. So it's a very nice desk, nice little family heirloom, but it was specifically commissioned by my father. I will tell you, it was a struggle getting up into this office on the third floor here when we moved our corporate headquarters here.
Speaking of moving the corporate headquarters, what brought you to Waterdeep?
Well,
Why this building? Yeah, and why this building?
Well, to answer your question, we were based up in Mirabar, but Mirabar was a little bit removed from the sea shipping lanes. You understand, it's quite inland. So it was a desire to be closer to the center of the Sword Coast shipping hub that is Waterdeep. That brought us here to the city. Sort of one of the first moves I made as CEO of the company, and it has dramatically saved us on shipping costs and improved our shipping times. So definitely a good move, I firmly believe. This building specifically was purchased. It was a good plot of land in the part of town we wanted to build our headquarters in. And originally we were going to tear down the building, but I liked the lobby particularly. I know it's a little bigger than a textile company might need, but I thought it was a nice little taste of class and sophistication, which is of course what we try to bring to all of our many marvelous products and clothing lines here at Bloodkith Textiles. Octavia, I'd say this is, getting on in your detect thoughts, but you do get right at the tail end of detect thoughts and the extra security areas that came with this being a former bank didn't hurt.
Miss Bloodkith, I don't want to overstep my boundaries, but as a daughter of a man who spends his time working in the factory, I of course have to ask the obvious question of what would you say to people who say that factory working conditions for your company aren't so great, or for those who are in favor of unions?
I'm gonna cast again if I can.
As you understand, it's just the public readership. Our editor wouldn't let us run the story if we didn't at least ask.
I would say to the people who would make such baseless claims, working conditions in our factories are quite excellent, actually, above the standard of some other, several other companies. We pay our employees well. We make sure they're well cared for. So I would say that first and foremost. Second of all, I know there's been some talk of unionization in some places of the Sword Coast, but I really think unions are not the way to go. I mean, as a company, we would rather have a direct line of communication with our employees, sort things out with our employees on an individual basis, just between them and us, have that real personal connection. We don't need a union coming between us and talking to our own employees. Our employees feel like they come talk to us about anything they need to. And, furthermore, unions aren't good for anybody. They hurt the company. And then if, by forcing unnecessary and frankly unwanted for both the employee and the company restrictions on work, then that means that the company doesn't make as much money. If the company doesn't make as much money, then the employees don't make as much money. So why would anybody want to unionize? You know what I mean? It seems somewhat foolish to me. I mean, so many employees, they don't even think about the fact that they have to pay unions. They don't want their money going into the union. They need their money to pay their bills.
Can I insight checker?
Yeah, insight checker. Octavia, you basically just got a string of swear words.
Perfect.
I love this woman. She's crazy.
I got a 12 on the insight.
Okay. I'm going to stand up and say thank you very much. Hopefully this is still during the spell. Really appreciated talking to you. And then I'm going to head for the door that's been closed. Like, I don't know which way I'm going. Like, that's the way out.
Oh, excuse me, dear. That's actually the restroom. It is.
Okay.
It's her private restroom. It's her private bathroom.
I apologize.
That's okay. Door's right there. Are you sure? That was a very brief interview.
Well, would you like to show us around the office, maybe?
I mean, I can certainly have my assistant show you areas that might be of interest to you, but I was to understand that it was a piece about myself. It just seemed like you asked very few questions.
Oh. We got your history and how you got into the position, which is mostly what we would be doing the piece on anyway. And it's about your whole family. We're just doing like a portion of it would be on you, of course, because you're the head of the company.
All right. Well, if you do want a tour of the office, talk to my assistant. Explain to her why, and she can make the decision. I trust her about whether or not that would be appropriate given the piece that you're writing.
Are there any pictures on Ovina's desk?
No photographs on her desk.
Holy shit, she's a fucking sociopath. Are you kidding?
No photographs on her desk.
Not in the office.
None that you can see.
Okay, Penny's gonna say
This isn't a real office.
Penny's gonna look around and be like, I can't help but notice that you don't have any photographs in your office. Nothing of you and your father or your family.
I try to keep my office relatively clutter-free. It helps me focus on my job.
Penny, that's so great that you reminded me. I meant to take a picture. Ovina, can we come get your photograph for the cover?
Oh, of course. Yes, I'd be happy to. And she strides out from around her desk and sort of, where would you like me to start?
Power pose.
Well, let's try a few different things.
Octavia, also, if I could suggest maybe next to the armor, it's so beautiful. It's a great also callback to the history of the factory.
Yes, of course. That would be great.
She goes and stands next to one of the suits of armor.
Okay. She takes photos. Click, 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 click.
As you're standing next to the armor, Miss Bloodkith, could you tell us more about that piece, actually? It's beautiful.
Yes, this is, of course, some very nice dwarven plate mail here. Excellent dwarven make, well maintained and oiled. The piece is about 500 years old.
500 what? Oh, years old.
500 years old, yes.
And let's get one behind your desk.
Yeah, she goes and sits behind the desk.
Also, while they're taking the pictures, where is the shelf with the books?
Behind the desk.
Behind the desk?
Yeah.
Okay. Penny's gonna point out the... Oh, go ahead.
She's gonna go walk around behind the desk and try and like say, oh, I want to like make sure you're in the right position.
Okay.
So can you, we're going to scooch back just a little bit. Okay. Like,
sure. Yeah. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh, nat 20.
She's like, sure. Tell me where you want me to sit.
Well, how about we do it with your feet up on the desk? Very powerful woman, right?
Seems a little ostentatious, but sure. And she does that.
She's into it. She loves it.
I would like to like also see if like on the back side of the desk, if I can see like, are the drawers locked or are there keyholes in?
Make a quick perception check as you glance behind the desk.
Ooh, not great. 5.
Not sure.
Okay.
Didn't get a good look as you were just sort of trying to do this quickly, and she...
Penny's gonna point out the liquor cabinet and say, "Oh, is there like could she see a name of something, like a
so
type of alcohol?"
Yeah, between photographs, you look over.
Okay.
You see several couple bottles of brandy, couple bottles of scotch, very expensive liquors. No Bright Shield vintage wine.
That's what I was looking for. Penny
She's
will
a
say,
fool. I hate her now.
"You no longer stand." Penny's going to point it out and say, "Wow, refined taste you have. Really into brandy?"
Yes, this is my drink of choice.
While Penny's pointing out the glass, she's going to have a little pen that she's taking notes with, and she's accidentally going to drop it. And if I can, when I bend down to pick it up, can I just get like a general look of the shelves and some of the books?
Make a perception check.
Bend and snap. Bend and snap.
6.
Don't get a good. It's hard to get a good look at the shelving unit just from a quick as you bend over to grab your pen. Octavia, did you have anything you were going to try to do?
I don't think I have anything else. I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be it. And thank her again. Thank you so much. We'll send you a copy of the paper when this story gets printed.
Look forward to reading it.
It was lovely getting to talk to you.
Yes, the two of you step out of the office. Down in the lobby, Janara, have you been doing anything different, or are you still just chilling?
I'm still chilling.
As we're stepping out of the office, I'm going to send 2 messages, one to Janara and one to Nyx.
Okay.
Both saying, interview over, going to try to get small tour if we can.
Okay. Cutting back to Nyx, Bowman, and Artemis. Ooh, not Artemis.
During the kerfuffle of who's around, Artemis was watching for a bit, and he heard, because he thought, "Oh, it's like game's up." He was gonna like jump in and try and help, and then he remembered that Penny criticized him that all he did was sing earlier, and so he's going to the 3rd floor.
Okay. Invisibly, you attempt to sneak up to the 3rd floor. Are you going to take the freight elevator, or are you going to go?
I'm gonna find stairs.
Okay.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Also, what
and he's
Nyx
going to jump
and
off the
Bowman
building.
were looking for. But Artemis is doing this separately, so I would assume since Artemis left while everything was happening, Artemis found a staircase first. Because Artemis left while everything else was happening. And he's being reckless.
So mad.
He's being so stupid.
Yes, Artemis, you find a staff stairwell leads all the way up to eventually to the 3rd floor. As you peek out into, hallway, see several offices, but you're invisible as you step out into this hallway. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a room with safes, something locked. I'm basically looking for the safes themselves.
Okay. You sort of follow this hallway around. You're sort of looking for the safes. You eventually figure out, based on like glancing into, there's sort of an area that you glance into, and it's got like a bunch of desks in it and like counters with like papers strewn over them and little like designs stacked up on the wall. You must be in the design wing of the 3rd floor. So you you go down the hallway and exit out into the 3rd floor central lobby area and find a doorway leading into the finance department, which you proceed into looking for the safes, and do eventually find a heavy metal frame door with complicated locking, like twist mechanism on the outside.
Okay. So is this its own room? Sorry, or
Yes.
is it in that
So
main area?
entering the finance wing, you pass by a couple of small offices. Then you see a room with a larger room with multiple desks in it. And at the back of that room, and there's several people working at desks in this office. The back of that room is this heavy metal door to the safe room.
Great. There are no windows. There are no windows into the other side of this door, right?
No,
Great.
absolutely not.
Okay. I want to look at who is working here.
Okay.
Names, if they're wearing them or if they're on their desk, or if
Okay.
they're keeping keys on their desk on their persons.
Make a perception check.
21.
21. You do not see any keys that look like they would be involved in opening this safe door on anybody's person. But you do, looking around, you do find somebody's desk with a name on it. This would be Dane Bloodkith, a dwarven man with auburn hair and beard, both short hair, short beard. Dane sitting behind his desk, and it says just junior finance officer. And he appears to be, he's got like glasses on, and he's looking, and he's going through a book and writing like little notes in it and that sort of thing.
Okay. I think he's going to go back and see if he can locate the others, but give me a second. So.
Okay. Nix and Bowman.
Find the freaking stairs.
You find a staircase. Where are you going?
Up to the second floor.
Okay. You go up to the second floor. Staircase, this staircase, because you were using a back stairwell, enters into sort of a hallway area. This would be in the shipping wing.
Do we have any, do we remember how close that is to like the sales records room?
I'm going to just roll for investigation, see if we could find a pathway or something.
Yeah, I mean, you would, make an intelligence check, just a general intelligence check to see how well you remember the actual floor plan, but.
10.
Okay.
I got a intelligence. I got a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you would know that the sales wing is accessible from the so the second floor, right? There's the balcony area around the lobby. Off to one side is sales. Off to the other is marketing. And then the back is the shipping department. So you're in the back section of the second floor where the shipping department is. If you want to get to sales, you'd have to go over to where the balcony is.
Okay. Can I look and see if there's anybody coming / try to be stealthy?
Make a perception check.
10.
You glance around. You don't see anybody in this immediate area, but there's an open office doorway nearby that you hear voices coming out of.
I'm just gonna roll just a general stealth check, just because I'm just trying to be not noticed.
Okay.
Overall. Okay. That was a nat 20. Yay.
Nice. And next.
Can I do? Yeah. Another 10.
Okay, well, it's a good thing Bowman's being quiet. The two of you move quietly through the hallway. Bowman moving a little bit more quietly than you, actually, next, which is surprising to you.
I got
the keys
shoes
are
on.
and the keys are
The
jingling
keys are
too
jangling
much.
pretty loudly. But the two of you quietly move through the hallway, managing to not attract attention of people in the offices that you pass by. Eventually emerging at the corner of the balcony area.
Okay, we should make this quick because they're wrapping up their interview stuff upstairs. Which way? To the records room. Do I have to go? I'm at DM. Which
Oh,
way?
okay. I thought you were asking
So
Bowman.
the I would say that you came out on the corner closer to marketing. So you have to go like to the right,
Okay.
across the balcony area to the sales side.
Okay.
And then it go into sort of that wing to get to the records room.
Right.
So two of you begin making your way over there. Great. Artemis, you said come back to you. I'm coming back to you. What?
Oh boy. Okay, Artemis is looking for something that he can take, something worthwhile that he can prove in his own personal expedition was worthwhile. He said the guy Dane Bloodkith he was just reading a book.
He was looking over a ledger. As you get closer, he's like working on some numbers in a ledger.
Can I creep over his shoulder
Sure.
and read that?
Yeah.
Anything not adding up, looking at knowing businesses and accounts.
Make a intelligence check for me as you examine this ledger.
Please be good. Ooh, okay. General intelligence?
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
All right. Looking over the ledger. Dane is not carrying over change into certain lines. Not a lot of money each time. He's sort of just rounding it to the nearest talent, basically. But it's every line. And even just looking at the page of the book that you're looking at could add up to quite a bit of money over time.
Okay. Is Dane the only one in the room?
There are a few other people working as well.
Okay.
And
I would
there's several
like
desks.
another desk, preferably the one behind him. Is there one behind him or one that I would like to go over to another desk.
Okay.
Push like bookkeeping things off of that desk. Cause a disturbance so that somebody looks. And I want to try and swipe that book.
Oh. Okay. Make a sleight of hand check with advantage because you are making a ruckus and you're invisible.
Do more than that. Do more than that. That's more like it. Sleight of hand. 23.
23. Oops. Dane looks over and you very quickly and shove it inside your jacket so that it's invisible.
I calmly leave.
Artemis leaves the office. And with that, we will go ahead and end the episode with
Fuck you,
Nix and
Artemis.
Bowman still in the building, as well as Octavia and Penny potentially trying to get an interview next time, and Janara still down in the lobby. So we will see how the tail end of this information gathering mission goes, which may have just actually turned into a heist with what Artemis just did.
Maybe. He's
He didn't understand the assignment. He wrote the assignment.
We told him multiple times
He's
we are
not-
not stealing anything. We're not taking anything. We're not touching anything. What do you fucking do? Take
Yoink.
something.
He does it.
Well, we shall see how that goes next time. Thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you all for playing. Let us know what you thought of the episode, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah.